Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today, I want to speak of something that's esoteric. Now, for a lot of you religious heads out there, if you don't like speaking about or hearing about anything that's esoteric, that esoteric is a science of hidden things, then you might as well just turn away from this channel, because that's mostly what I speak about on my channel. Okay, today I want to discuss the ages. But there's one particular age that I want to discuss, and that is the age of Pisces. That's the age that we're currently in. We're in the great month of Pisces. Although we're shifting out of it, we're not quite out of it yet. We're not in the age of Aquarius yet, but we could see the signs that we're going to be there real soon. We're like being on the cups of Aquarius, but we're still in the age of Pisces. And you can tell because the age of Pisces is the age of hidden information. That's what the age of Pisces was all about, hidden information. That's where religion come in. You notice the story of Jesus goes back 2,000 years. Each age lasts 2,150 years. So we enter the age of Pisces back in, what was it, 1 AD. And back during those times, they were suppressing and hiding information. That's how these governments came to power, by holding information. I remember growing up back in the 70s. They had cartoons that came on Saturdays called Schoolhouse Rock, and they'll talk about various different things, educational wise. And you always heard the phrase, knowledge is power, knowledge is power. But today we're saying, what good is knowledge if you don't do anything with it, if you don't get anything from knowledge? But back to the age of Pisces. Now, the age of Pisces was also the age of religion. Most of the religion that you see today started at the beginning of this age. And all religion have that started out the same way. Withhold information from the people. Withhold massive information from the people. And the reason why they did this was to put themselves in power. Like religion and the belief in God, Jesus Christ, and all these other things. That is what's holding a lot of us back, is that we tend to believe what the governments have told us. So if you flash forward to today, a lot of us not buying what we're told. we are actually becoming more aware that it's more beneficial to check resources, to fact check what you're being told. That's where we're at right now. And the governments have a problem with that, because I remember a time while I was growing up where it was always, you were always hearing them say, we have freedom of speech. There's freedom of speech. That's one of the things that's in the Constitution. It guarantees the right of freedom of speech to Americans. But now we don't have that right, because as you notice on these channels, we can't speak about certain things. We can't talk about certain things. If you talk about certain subjects, they will actually remove your channel. This is why at first I didn't want to do anything on YouTube like this. It was okay. I was okay with watching other people's channels and everything, but I didn't want to put anything out here, because you know, you just got to be careful with what you talk about. And to be on the platform, you want to give people information that they can use, that's going to help them. But the algorithm is going to give you problems if you speak about anything that they don't want the masses to know about. Then they're going to give you strikes, and I hear so many strikes, you would get removed or demonetized or whatever. So this is why you see a lot of people with channels that talk about things that's really silly, crazy. It's not gonna really help anybody. Only thing it will do is entertain you. That's what YouTube is now. It's for entertainment. Is not for teaching purposes. If you want to teach, that's something that you will have to find another avenue of getting your information out there. But back to this age of Pisces. Okay, Pisces people in general are very emotional, and they are very religious conscious people. Very religious conscious people. And most water signs are. But Pisces are people that can see beyond the surface when it comes to religious sectors. Those things that involve religion that's unseen. Spiritual. They could see more on a spiritual, godly level, what's underneath the surface. They could see the cause and effects of religion. They could see all those things. That's why most Pisces that you know, or Pisces affiliated people, what I mean by Pisces affiliated people, that means people that either have their rising sign in Pisces, or people that has their moon sign in Pisces. Those are the people that are spiritually conscious. So for the past 2,000 years, we're in the age of Pisces, where religion took more of a focus point. Everybody was more religious inclined, emotionally inclined also. So now we're moving from that point, and we're moving to this other point that's called Aquarius, the age of Aquarius. What will we get in the age of Aquarius? We will get all the things that was hidden from us from the Pisces age coming to the Aquarius age, all of those things, all those secrets are going to be revealed, because Aquarius represent the sign of humanitarian, of also the that's the sign in relation to information, communication. And during this age, what was hidden from us from the Pisces age is going to be revealed to us in the Aquarian age. This is why we're seeing a lot of lies that's been told about the beginning of this country. The Christopher Columbus then discovered this country, and slavery, what happened to us as blacks, how we get over here, where we come from. A lot of that stuff is being revealed to us right now, and the government is trying to suppress it, but thanks to the internet, they can't suppress it. Now, they're able to control it to a certain extent, but on a larger scale, they cannot control the information that's coming out. It's gotten so bad where they want to start banning books in the library. You can't read what you want to read. It used to be where they criticize you for not reading. Reading was a major fundamental. You know, it's good to read. They want you to read. But now the things that people are reading, they have a problem with. So now they're trying to control those literature resources. They're trying to get rid of them. You know. So it's kind of interesting that we are now seeing that they want us to need them, but in reality, we don't need them. We don't need this government. We don't need it. Well, let me take that back. We do need government, but we need a changed government. This government that we have in power, Democrats, Republicans, they're outdated. They need to go. And we'll start seeing that. And the power that's invested in the government is trying to hold on to its power over the masses, but it's falling apart. We're at the stage right now when a lot of Americans do not trust the government, and it's showing in these past elections. It's showing. So as the government fall, so as the country. That's where we're at right now. But the age of Aquarius, we're going to start seeing some wild and crazy things. If anybody have an Aquarius friend or family members, just think about those people. Just think about those Aquarius. You would think you know Aquarius, but they would come up with some crazy ideas about some things and they changeable. They changeable. They're like, it's like hard to pin them down to practicality. They're unpractical people. So This is what you're going to get in this age. You're not going to be able to hide things, you know. And these are some very exciting times that we're going to. Very exciting times. And I just like what I'm seeing with people challenging the government, all these establishments. People are challenging it, you know. So we're starting to see the wrong that this government is doing. Okay. And going back to the age of Pisces, they were able to withhold the information regarding war, why we're going to war, and what they're getting out of this war. They were able to hide that information. Now it's coming to light. We know why they're going into these wars, and we know why it's so important to we know how it is important to them to hold that information from us, the American people, because of what we will do in knowing the truth. You know, if you think after World War II that the establishment of that Middle Eastern land was to help create a better situation for the so-called people that were treated badly and the H word, that wasn't what it was about. That wasn't what it was about. Look at that map. Look at that map where they put these people. Look at the map, the map of that area and everything that's around it. And you will come to the conclusion why that war, why the outcome of that war was as it is. You would come to that conclusion. I'm not going to say, but you would come to that conclusion. The war in Ukraine. There's two objectives to that. Lindsey Graham, Senator Lindsey Graham, he admitted to why it's necessary to keep that war going on in Ukraine and to not let Russia win that war. Lindsey Graham gave a good explanation for that. He gave us the whole reason why that's a proxy war. Other than what we know as why Putin went to war over there. Putin went to war over there because of NATO infringing on wanting Ukraine to become a member of NATO. So it's the NATO was infringing in that area that they don't want NATO in. Ukraine is Russia's backyard. Actually, way back then, I'm not going to get into it right now, but many years ago, Ukraine was part of Russia. But back to this information thing. A lot of information is not being able to stay concealed. It's coming out, whether they like it or not. And one of the biggest things that I find intriguing, is this new topic called astrotheology. Astrotheology is gonna blow your standard religion doctrine straight to hell. That's what it's gonna do. That's one of the biggest jewels of the coming age. I'm not gonna really get into that here right now, but it's gonna serve its purpose in the coming years, this astrotheology. Me, myself, I'm mostly concerned with, one, my family, two, being able to survive what's coming, because as you know, there is something coming. There is something coming. They didn't bring all these people over from Venezuela and all these other different countries for no reason. There's a reason why they brought them over here, and it goes far beyond what we think it is. But these are some, all those scary times that's ahead of us, but it's also a time of truth. We can no longer get away with being ignorant about what's going on around us. We can no longer afford that. Because if you're ignorant, that could cost you your life. But these are some very, very interesting times that we're living in. But I'm not gonna keep you guys longer. I'm not gonna keep you much longer because I'm babbling on about things. But I suggest that you get your life in order, bring your family together, and come together with a plan on what to do in emergencies, where to meet, some of the things that you need in your house for emergencies, like emergency food, emergency water, ways to protect yourself, ways to defend your properties, ways to communicate with your family. Try to get a ham radio. Try to get a scanner, police scanner, because it's some interesting times coming up. Very interesting times coming up. And everything right now that you do should be about what you're gonna do when all of this shit fall apart. And it's getting there. Remember, the first thing to go is the respect that people have for its government. Once that goes away, all hell breaks loose. But that's all I got for this video. Thank you for watching. I know a lot of the things that I was rambling about kind of sounded cryptic, but we have no other choice. If we want to get information out here, we can't just put it out there like that. We have to kind of be along the insinuating lines or whatever. But I hope you like this video. I hope you would hit the subscription, and I hope to see you back on my next video. Peace.